So I was on a phone call the other day with a man from Moscow, Russia, 11 time zones away from me. I'd never spoken to anybody from Moscow before. And he asked me a question that literally stopped me in my tracks. He asked, "Do you feel safe living in Los Angeles?" And in the moment, I could feel like a flood of thoughts happening. Like, of course I feel safe. How would I not feel safe? My street's safe. My neighbors are safe. My neighborhood is safe. I've never not felt safe. I think about the freedoms that I have in Los Angeles that a lot of people don't have elsewhere in the world. Of course I'm safe. And upon reflection, I started thinking about the opposite scenario when I started wondering about whether Mexico is safe now, given all the stuff going on with the cartels. And I started asking the question, is it safe to go to Mexico? Is it safe to go to Baja or to, Cabo San Lucas or to Playa del Carmen? So I was on the other side of the coin asking that question. And a friend of mine told me just 2 days ago, she lives in Venice, California, and somebody was asking her, do you feel safe in your house in Venice, given that they've had homelessness issues and, drug stuff, go on in Venice. And in every case, the person living where they live thought, because I've talked to 3 different people, one in Mexico, one in Venice, and myself. Of course I feel safe. It's safe. It's safe everywhere. Like there's nothing unsafe. And it started to make me think about and maybe realize something interesting about how the way humans think about safety. We are living in a time when uncertainty is everywhere. There's uncertainty because of the changes with AI. There's economic changes and global conflict now with Iran, the stuff going on with Iran. There's political tension. There is endless cycles in the news. And it's pretty common for people to say things, and well, maybe they don't say it, but to feel unsafe. And when I really start to look at my life, do I feel unsafe? My family's safe. My street is safe. My neighborhood's safe. My day-to-day life is safe. I'm not in any danger of losing my business. I'm not in any danger of going bankrupt. I'm not in any danger of losing my ability to live in my house. Now, that doesn't mean everybody is in the same position I am, but what I do feel is uncertainty, because I don't know what the future looks like with AI, with the economic environment, with the global situation, with in politics. I don't know how, as I get older, I'll be in terms of being relevant. I don't know how my life is going to end up. Will I have enough? Will I reach the finish line? I mean, I know I'll reach it because we all reach it, but will I reach it in the way that I want to reach it? And so there's uncertainty at play in my mind. The uncertainty signals to my mind, well, it signals a question: are you safe? And maybe you're not. Now, one of the 6 fundamental human needs is the need for certainty. And because your mind is hardwired to make sure you're safe in your life. And it can do a better job of making sure you're safe if it knows and can predict what's coming. If it's certain about whatever it thinks might happen. So to your ego, which is this protector controller mechanism, certainty is equivalent to safety, or it equals safety. See, if the future is predictable, then the system can relax. And so the problem is when certainty disappears, when there's enough chaos going on in the world, or perceived chaos going on in the world, and your mind perceives it's uncertain, it sees it as dangerous or not safe. And this is why people become hypervigilant. They become hyper controlling. They become helplessly addicted to watching the news. We live into this feeling of uncertainty and lack of safety. Now, one of the things that I do to practice handling uncertainty in my nervous system is I cold plunge every day. Now, I've noticed in my cold plunging that I haven't gotten sick since I've started cold plunging in 2.5 years. I do it pretty much every morning. But that hasn't been the big benefit. I didn't do it for that reason. The big benefit for me has been the mental game, the instantaneous shock, the constriction, the urge to get out, the lack of any desire to ever want to step foot in the cold plunge, ever. I don't care how many times I do it. I never want to get in the cold plunge. My nervous system says, this isn't safe. Don't do that. And once I get in the first 20 seconds, like this may be the first time, even though you've been doing it every day for 2.5 years, this may be the time that you die and maybe you should hop out. That's what my mind is telling me. But see, here's the thing. It is safe. I'm not going to die. And I get to practice with my discomfort, with my brain signaling to me this is dangerous when it's not. When I stay in and I breathe and I let my nervous system settle, I know that I'm okay. So taking this back to the uncertainty in the world, it works the same way. Headlines, news headlines, ruminating about what AI is going to do to our future, noticing or seeing big market fluctuations and swings, seeing the global economy move up and down, or the global geopolitical system change overnight. Your nervous system is spiking when that happens, signaling to you, hey, there's uncertainty here, and therefore it must be dangerous. And you begin seeking to control, to access more information, you obsess over these things, and you start to relate to the world as unsafe. Now, one of the things that I teach is leadership, self-leadership. Leadership begins with you. So I would say leaders that need constant certainty, they struggle in uncertain times. If your nervous system can't handle levels of uncertainty because you practiced it, like it's another great way to practice the uncertain feeling is in the gym, in a workout. It's really hard. Not knowing if you're going to be able to finish, not knowing if you're going to be able to keep going, and then talking yourself off that ledge and continuing to go. So leadership is really about leading yourself. So here's my suggestion for you, or thought for you, something to try. When you feel that spike, like, I'm nervous about whatever it is you're nervous about, ask yourself this question. Pause long enough to ask yourself this question. Am I unsafe right now? Look around at your environment. Notice then your nervous system. Are you living in that thought in the future, or are you living in the present? See, starting to feel more safe and requires training your nervous system to be okay, to tolerate uncertainty. It takes practice. And in today's world, uncertainty is not diminishing, it's increasing. So again, ask yourself, am I actually unsafe right now? Bring yourself back to the present. The world's always been uncertain, and uncertainty is not the same as danger. In the future, the people who will lead will be the ones who can stay steady without needing the future to be predictable.